What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of The Glove, and we're returning to Blue Sunshine, 1983. Thank you again to Nicola. And the next track is Perfect Murder, which is, number one, a concept that plays a part in many a crime fiction and true crime story, but I think it's also a bit of a phantasm, a chimera, something that doesn't exist in reality as well defined as it may be in principle, which is further to say, crimes, there's always some piece of evidence, there's always some crack in an alibi, there's always some aspect of it that is not perfect, which is a subjective value judgment or statement about something that is on a fundamental level empirical or conceptual. So yes, I wonder what Perfect Murder might be part of a narrative here, whether it is in fact perfect, whether we're hearing from the point of view of the murderer, which of course could be figurative. You can murder someone emotionally, or you can murder something that is not a living entity, but you can kill some situation, process, some connection, and thus it could be less literal than it sounds. Either way, let's see what it is in practice. This is The Glove, the track is Perfect Murder, and it's from the 1983 album Blue Sunshine. Is that French? Like that bass line.
Twisting round, 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 round with love. Make a sleep, a circle goes, dressed in dust and white, spilling on the hill they follow. The Dracula kind. First idea flew thin and uninvited from the sky. I reached out my hands and held the knife for very thin red water flowed underneath my skin. I turned their eyes blue, children, perfect murder. Quite into the darkest, coldest summer nights. That's when it starts. But if you blink, you miss the fun. You lose that pretty heart. Pretty heart. Pretty heart. Pretty heart.
Luca. Wow, so a very, what's the right, like mesmerizing tune. Robert on vocals, which I enjoy. Don't get me wrong, I very much have been enjoying Jeanette's vocals, but yeah, I enjoy The Cure a lot, so hearing Robert on vocals is very compelling, and it's almost like we had Robert Smith whale song in this one, and then those long, wavy extensions, and there were some echoed vocalizations in the end, so a really dynamic vocal performance slash affectation, like, post-production. I also did not catch a whole lot of lyrics, but okay, so at first it was like something about being in his head and it's like moving or spinning around. There was a part about like having a knife or something to that effect. Okay, that could be again metaphorical, but in a more literal visual sense, it certainly speaks to violent murder. And then it was like, what was it, like wait until dark summer nights, that's when it starts. So yeah, like I heard little snippets which certainly suggest some visuals, psychological experience, and or like narrative details, but I didn't catch it all, so I don't know how it all comes together, and I don't know if it's more literal or figurative vis-a-vis the title. But yes, I enjoyed the almost other dimensional quality. Again, some of that percussion, which was a bit of that percussion melody mixture, it felt a bit tribal, not as much as the Creatures' reaction in this batch, but it had a bit of that feel, and it was also, again, a bit like up in the headspace, a bit cyclical, a bit other dimensional. So yeah, I wonder if we're kind of hearing from the person holding the knife or the person trying to commit a perfect murder, literal or otherwise, because it had a bit of a like, we're in some weird space which is not normal. It's not, cold and clear and direct. And again, if you're waiting for night, which I don't know if I heard that correctly, but yeah, that's when it starts. It feels like maybe there's a catalyst for whatever is happening. In any case, another like crazy tune. This whole album has been very compelling and off the beaten path. So there's one more track I think in the album proper, but I noticed there's 3 bonus tunes, and one, including one that's called like Mouth to Mouth Jeanette Landre like vocal version. So maybe that's one that was originally recorded with Robert's vocals and then they changed it to Jeanette. And then I think there's 2 alternative versions that have already been on the album. So we'll go through all of it. In any case, let me know what you think, and Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.